News OK's Press Row with the Oklahoman's Barry Tramel and Jenni Carlson is powered by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'.
I'm Barry Tramel, and I say as good as Butler was for college basketball last season, Butler was that bad for college basketball this season.
It was a pretty ugly national championship game on Monday night. We're going to break it down here on the Press Row from the Opubco Studios in Oklahoma City. Press Row is sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm Jenni Carlson. Barry, that was a pretty tough game to watch. Hardly one team gets out of the 20s in the first half. Maybe we've just become jaded because of the NBA game around here, but I think most people around the country thought that was a pretty ugly basketball display.
It was bad basketball, and I tell you, it sort of focused what a lot of the problems are with college basketball, which is not great play, a bunch of bad games. In many ways non-competitive. I think UConn and Butler could have played 20 times and Butler would not have shot 30%. I don't know how they shot 18%. I don't know how they got that high. They got no good shots, no good looks. It was a one-sided championship game, and it sort of shows you that there's a lot of turmoil in college basketball. The quality of play is down. The stars are not abundant. And it's just right now, it's not a very good sport. Now, we had a great tournament. I thought the NCAA tournament as a whole was very good. But you get to the national title game and you see a game like that, it does not speak well for college basketball.
Well, when you talk about talent, I definitely think Kemba Walker for UConn, definitely fantastic player. Thought he deserved to be in that top spot because of the way he played. UConn wins 11 straight to win the championship, won the Big East tournament, had that nice run. He obviously was the talent of the tournament. I think he was very deserving. Now, it kills me to see UConn win the championship because of their head coach. I know we're talking about the poor play, but to me, I didn't want to see Jim Calhoun win, Barry. It's been proven that he's had run-in issues with the NCAA, yet he's still coaching. I'll go back and say it. Players getting scrutinized at a different level, it seems like, than coaches. I hated it from the standpoint of seeing Jim Calhoun win a national championship.
Well, I took solace in the fact that if he hadn't have won, I think it was going to be John Calipari that won. If UConn had lost to Kentucky, no way was UConn losing to Butler. So when UConn played Kentucky, I think that game was probably for the national championship. I'd rather see Calhoun win than Calipari. But you're right. To me, it just sort of signals more of the mess that college basketball is, where some guys who have not been above board in some of their dealings with NCAA rules are able to flourish with this sport. So it is a sport in turmoil. It is a sport that is sort of staggered right now. The one and done, the guys coming in for 1 year and then bolting for the NBA have sort of put the sport on its heels. And we saw last night, Kemba Walker was a great star. He played very well. UConn has a well-stocked roster of quality players. But for Butler to get to the title game and then have no chance to win it, they weren't playing the 73 UCLA Bruins. They were playing a Connecticut team that had lost 9 games, went 9-9 in the Big East. So I think this is a sport that's a little bit in flux. It's really in turmoil. I don't know what the answer is, but I do know that this sport needs to get itself righted.
Well, and I tell you what, I have to think there were some people around this neck of the woods watching that game last night thinking if Kansas had won their regional final, they play Butler and then they play UConn. Kansas had the primrose path to a national championship, and yet they were sitting at home instead of being in Houston for that Final Four. And it was really a great opportunity lost for not only that program, but for the Big 12. Remember, the Big 12 had, it was a down year for the Big 12, didn't have as many teams in the NCAA tournament as they have in years past. You had a lot of struggles in the early going, teams falling out. So the fact that you had a team with a chance to maybe win a national championship, Big 12 could have used Kansas there. They weren't there, and really it looked like there weren't a lot of good teams there after last night. If those were the 2 teams that were left at the end, doesn't speak highly to the sport. Hey, stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoma.
News OK's Press Row with the Oklahoman's Barry Tramel and Jenni Carlson is powered by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'.